Russian harm to Ukraine economy as for today is tremendous, $600 billion. Russia launched 1,300 missiles at Ukraine. More and more Ukrainian infrastructure is being destroyed every day. This is economic terrorism of Russia. Can you imagine that 1,500 schools were destroyed? 215 children were killed. Horrendous atrocities are taking place in the heart of Europe, in Ukraine. For you to see the scale, I want to give you examples, documented testimonies of Ukrainians. In Irpin, 9-year-old girl was raped by 11, at least 11 sperm samples were found soldiers. Then they cut the letter Z on her chest and ripped her stomach open. Her parents were killed in front of her. 14-year girl was raped by 5 Russian occupiers. She's pregnant now and plans to keep a child. 11-year boy was raped in front of his mother. She was tied to a chair to watch. And outside, it's 21st century. There are other documented by UN human rights violations in Ukraine, include evidence of sexual violence, torture, and killing. Please, talk to your counterparts in your parliaments. Talk to your governments. It's crucial to give full-scale support to Ukraine, because the aggressor will not stop until he is stopped, but by us united. And today, the synonym of freedom is Ukraine. And in order for freedom not to lose, it must be well-armed and supported. Slava Ukraini!
These thoughts are really something that touches upon every family and every displaced person, every displaced child in Ukraine, when they are in search of food and water, as it was literally like in the Stone Age. In February, they were drinking melted water in Mariupol. Now they are eating cat and dog food in Mariupol and drinking the water from the toilet sink. I am very sorry to give you these examples, but this is something very truthful which people in the 21st century are facing. Yes, we are not a military organization, but I'm highly thankful for the amendment which would stop supplying weapons, and we call for that, the stop supplying weapons for Russia and the components of Russia, because the tanks being and having fuel in them are proceeding with bloody missions to innocent Ukrainians. Colleagues, we cut the head of the snake, but the tail is still there. I have to address the issue of the Russian staff, which is working at a very high-ranking position here and influencing the political decisions. Well, food security. I think you've seen in your member states how prices have grown, and the food security is one of the things we have to face. Yesterday, just 32 years ago, the whole world faced a catastrophe of Chernobyl. Well, we might have 15 Chernobyls in the future, because the 15 nuclear power reactors are still active in Ukraine. And Putin doesn't have to press the red button. He can just, by accident, drop a missile in one of those. Colleagues, you are great politicians and great international lawyers. So please stop calling this a conflict. This is a war of aggression. It is written in our previous resolution. Colleagues, we have liberated some of those who are trapped by Russians, and one of them is Mr. Ivan Fedorov, the legal mayor of the Melitopol. But there is more than 30 persons like that right now being captured by Russians. I call you to liberate them all as well. 3 minutes, it's not enough. We, with very hard thoughts and heart, are here with you, and we're thankful for the timely response. But we need to act on national levels. More sanctions, more weapons, more solidarity. And I thank to every person from your country, from the 45 member states who support Ukraine today, who became Ukrainians themselves. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini.
But first of all, I want to speak now on behalf of Ukrainian people. That's why I'm here. That's why I left Ukraine, which is now frontline. I left my country less than almost 48 hours ago. And I can tell you that, even now, when I hear the plane, I think it's a missile. This morning, I wake up with some loud noise on the street. I thought it was explosion. It was garbage taken from the street. Yes, we're traumatized. But, you know, when I was telling on this assembly for years that Putin is preparing this attack about plans of Russian Federation, some of you thought that I was crazy. And I'm not crazy now when I miss playing with missile. No, I just have experience that fortunately you don't have. And Ukrainians pay by their lives that you don't have this experience. But many of you thought that I was crazy. And some of you, our German colleague, told me that I am populistic. And I said to him, Frank, we will see. And we see now. So who is populistic and who was populistic? Speaking about Germany, I just want to quote Timothy Snyder, who is one of the best alive historians in the world. For 30 years, Germans lectured Ukrainians about fascism. When fascism actually arrived, Germans funded it, and Ukrainians died fighting it. That's truth. Maybe it's unpleasant truth, but that's truth. So I want to say not about some consequences, because nothing has finished. The war is continuing. Just on Saturday, me in my native city Odessa, together with my 3-year-old boy, I've heard some explosions just close to us. And then we knew that that was a missile attack of Russians, which took 8 lives, in reality 9, because that was a couple, and the lady was pregnant, and a 3-month-old baby with her mother and grandmother. Just imagine this. It was Orthodox Easter. I addressed to Greek, Romanians, Bulgarians, Moldovians, Georgians, Armenians who are here. This sacred day for all of us, for Orthodox religion, and the blood of newborns on the hands of a devil who is Putin, on the Herod hands. So first of all, we need real sanctions against Russian Federation. Stop buying Russian oil and gas. Russian oil and gas is full of Ukrainian blood. If you pay 800 million euros per day for Russian fossil fuel, and first country is Germany, then Putin can afford this war forever. And at 1:30 we will have a public signing here near the hemicycle. I invite all of you to do this. Second, we need weapons. Weapons and again weapons. And don't make this hypocrisy. Oh, this is defensive weapon, this is attacking weapon. We are defending our country. All weapons for us are defensive weapons and nothing else. And the last thing, I'm finishing. Just support Ukraine on our European path. If we are good enough to die for European values, maybe we are good enough to be part of European political family too. Stop lecturing us. Start helping us. Stand together, shoulder to shoulder, and we stop this evil. If we will not do this, he will go further. And you will also miss the sound of plane with sound of missile. I don't want this. Let's stop it now. Thank you very much.